you're in the market looking for a feisty hot hatch or at least a warm hatch, unfortunately this car is not for you. This right here is a Suzuki Swift 1.2 litre. It goes up against strong peers like the Honda Jazz, the Volkswagen Polo, Skoda Scala, as well as the Seat Ibiza. But this car is definitely the funkiest of the lot because of its color. Now, bright colors aren't for every car. It's also not for everyone. It's definitely not for me. But somehow, if you throw like a weird red, orange, green, yellow, blue, it'll fit the Swift, especially more so in this generation because it now comes with two-tone black top and colored body. Now what's also cool is a three-dimensional grille right here that comes with this black little patch right here. In case you're wondering what this is, well, this is actually a safety sensor which I will get to later on while I'm driving. Now, comes with LED headlamps as well as 16-inch wheels. Now, it's actually quite generous, like you would expect a 15 or 14 even, but this car comes equipped with 16-inch and it kind of looks good. Probably you thought that a 16 would come only on the Swift Sport, but well, on the regular Swift it comes with 16 as well. Now, in terms of size, it's relative. This is a compact hatch, so it sort of makes me feel at home. I have a good view out when I'm driving, sort of maneuverable, very easy, very zippy, and sort of fits my size. Right. Now at the back, you get squarish tail lights right here, badging, another badge, and of course, this that tells you that the Swift is now a mild hybrid engine. Yep, you'll still be able to fit the anti-trolley as well as a check-in luggage. Unfortunately, it won't be able to be placed the other way because this car only offers 265 litres worth of boot space, which is absolute rubbish. But what it'll do, thankfully, is that, take that away, you can knock the seats down easily. There you go. There you go. And with this, you'll be able to fit a lot more stuff. In fact, I actually brought this car to IKEA and I bought a bed frame. Best part of all was that all seats were in place. What I did was I just angled the bed frame right from here, right through to the dashboard. So it is still very functional, you know. The Suzuki Swift 1.2 standard two-tone is priced at $90,900. The 1.2-litre engine produces 82 brake horsepower and 107 Nm of torque. CVT transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 12.2 seconds. For more details on the Suzuki Swift or any other car, head on to sgCarMart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. There we go. This car, or rather this seat in front, has been adjusted to John's sitting position as usual, and even with that, I am still getting a lot of leg room and headroom. So I think people up to about 1.8 meters might still be able to survive inside here. I'm about 1.6 meters and I'm just enjoying ample room behind. And it's actually nicely reclined so you don't feel like you're sitting too upright, so that's always a good thing. But you can't ignore the elephant in the room, and that is all these plastics. It's just all over. All this is just all over, but you kind of can forgive it because this is still a $90,000 car. And the leather that comes with it is really, really soft. It's sort of two-tone as well, so you can see like a bit of beige or greyish with the dark color. So it sort of adds a bit of ambience, a bit of liveliness to the car. You don't get anything here, so you can't enjoy coffee with your buddy if it's just the two of you. But the good news is if you sit in the center right here, it is just as soft and nice. And transmission tunnel is down low, so it'll still be good for 3, but just maybe a bit of a squeeze. So it's still best left for 2. Good news is it does come with Isofix Points, and unlike other cars, these Isofix Points doesn't come with the covers, so it's actually easy or much easier to just slot in your child's seat this side as well. Several complaints though. This car, unfortunately, although the aircon is like Japanese aircon, it doesn't come with rear aircon vents, and there are no USB ports or 12-volt sockets, so you can't really charge your tablets or your phones on the go. But that said, you get magazine holders, so yeah. Now you can't ignore the same elephant that I was talking about, right? So there are a lot of hard plastics around, like all this, all hard plastics. But at least Suzuki is not pretending to be something it's not. It's not covering up with like fake leather or, you know, soft rubber and all that kind of stuff. And we got to remind ourselves that in this class, a lot of its peers are also filled with a lot of hard plastics. Maybe not as much, but definitely still as plasticky. But it's very quickly forgiven because when you get in here, you sort of like the whole layout. But at least for me, I like the layout. I like the sporty looking steering wheel right here that's leather wrapped, multifunctional, and get this car comes with cruise control right here, which is almost unheard of in its class and at this price point. But what I really feel I don't like is the instrument panel. So beyond that, it's an instrument panel with like red rims around the Teco and Speedo. Sort of makes it look sporty, but it's not really working for me. And you get this small screen in the center. Like pressing this info button gives you a lot of information about the car. Speed limit, average fuel consumption, your driving time, your idle time, a clock even your torque and power distribution, they are all there. So it's quite informative, it's quite cool. This right here is a 7-inch infotainment display. It's not the best looking, it's almost childlike because of its colors, but it sort of fits the car's disposition, you know. But if it's anything, well, at least you get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard. So all you need to do is just plug in and you're good to go. But for me, I'm just straight up into the Bluetooth. So there's no lag, no whatsoever, just straightforward, and well, it's 7-inch. Now right here, it's all these electronic dials for your aircon, the fan speed. I kind of like this because, you know, there are some cars in this class that actually have that old kind of knob where you go tick, 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 tick. Well, this is actually higher grade. It's actually more advanced, so that's always a good thing. You don't get wireless charging, but you do get a space right here that looks like a wireless charging. You can just chuck the phone right here. And get this, it still comes with old school aux-in button right here that's beside the USB port, so that's just... Whew. Elsewhere, you get cubby holes here, you get here, but I do have one good thing and one bad thing. Now the good thing is, I really like this Swift hybrid embroidery on the seat. It sort of gives it a bit of ambience, gives it a bit of liveliness to the car, like just proud badging right here, Swift hybrid. It gives it a bit of character, but the one thing that I really don't like after driving this car for 4 days is that because all these are hard plastic and there's no glove box right here, right? It's just empty. It's all hard plastics around here. When you leave your barang around, like your key or your phone and all that, when you drive, it rolls around. It just rolls around. And it gets very noisy after a while. It gets very annoying. You just want to keep everything in your pocket. Well, but I guess the main question is, can it drive? Well, one way to find out. Now the Suzuki Swift, right, sort of pumps out 82 brake horsepower and 107 Newton meters of torque from the 1.2 litre engine in front. Now you would think the figures are absolute rubbish, which it is actually. The figures are actually absolutely rubbish. You wish that the car was faster and punchier, but I think it's still relatively forgivable because it's fitted into such a small, compact car, lightweight, not to mention, so it sort of feels like it's relatively perky. It's not as bad as you think it is. If it's a sedan, then we're going to have a bit of a problem. But that's not my complaint. On the highway, as we are on now, my biggest complaint really is tire noise. It is so loud, for some reason, it's just roaring. I mean, you can actually hear the tire noise. That is the first thing that you notice when you go into the highway. Even wind noise, as I'm going now at 85, is down to bare minimum. But the tires are just going... Well, you can actually just turn up the radio if you want to and pretend that the sound is not there. Boom! Shake, shake, shake the room! But that's not really the point. All in all, the CVT gearbox does make light work of traffic, especially around town. But on the highway, once you get up to speed, you don't really feel, or you can't really hear the thing going, oh, it doesn't. It's actually quite quiet. which is quite impressive for a car like a Suzuki Swift. But I think what's more impressive is this. Check it out. As I go nearer to the car in front, Suzuki Safety Suite, hear that? Hear that? Hear that? Hear that? Hear that? Yeah. So Suzuki Safety Suite, right, that comes standard in this car, actually alarms you to tell you that you're about to knock in the car in front. That's what it does, and it's quite cool because remember the sensor that I was talking to you in front at the grille? That's what it's used for, including this, what do you call that? What is this again? Cruise control. Including cruise control. Sorry, just that mine just blocked. It's just like thinking about what happened if I really crash into the car in front. But yeah, including the cruise control. So all that just kind of sums up that this car can actually be quite useful as a family car, right? It's small, it can fit four. I imagine this car to be like suitable for young couples who are just about to get their first kid. I managed to fit a baby seat, a child seat behind, so yeah, it's good enough, no? And when you get out of the highway and come up around town now, the car still works relatively well. It still feels zippy as it is. The only problem is I am still hearing the wind noise, and I'm like at 55 now, and sorry, not wind noise, the road noise. Road noise is, I can still hear it. It's actually there. It's not going away. You'd think that when you slow down, it'll go away, but it's just not. It's still there. The other thing is, sort of something that I've been feeling for quite a while for the past couple of days, is that the steering sort of feels very disconnected, very springy and very fake. There's just no communication. But I suspect things like this wouldn't exactly bother the potential buyer of a Swift, because this car will actually do its job well, as in it'll get you from point to point in a comfortable, safe manner, which essentially, I suppose that's what families would want, no? That's what I want. So, will buy, won't buy, or go try the Suzuki Swift? My answer would be go try the car because of two very simple reasons. The first reason is I haven't tried or I haven't driven the Honda Jazz yet, right? The test car isn't out yet, so I think I can only make a very fair judgment whether or not this is a will buy, won't buy when I try the Jazz, which is this car's direct competitor. Second reason is I'm really all for space. You know, if you've got two kids like I do, the Swift just wouldn't be enough for you. You find yourself wanting a little bit more space, especially in the boot department. So yeah, it's just not for me. So, but I reckon you should still go try the car. Yep. So there you have it, guys. That is the review of the Suzuki Swift. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends and families. And do let us know in the comment box below whether or not you will buy, won't buy, or go try the Suzuki Swift. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. In the meantime, stay safe, be well.